Okay, so front mount install part 3 completed. Front mount install here. So I can show, first I'll show the engine bay, and then I'll show kind of how I mutilated the bumper a little bit. It's on, so I can't really show exactly where I trimmed, but you can get the gist of it. Okay, so this was a tight fit, but I eventually got it to work. The tightest part was obviously, I'm sure you imagined, was just going down here, trying to keep it away, as far away from possible as the battery terminal, because we don't want that to accidentally touch, ground something out that, you know, shouldn't be grounded out in terms of the positive terminal here. The closest part was this right here. You can see there's a little bit of a gap in between these. Obviously, I'm utilizing the hose, the longer hose perfectly here, so there's no leaks. And don't make fun of me here now, but I'm getting an eBay blow-off valve, which eventually will be cut off and the blow-off valve will be put here. And if that eBay blow-off valve leaks or anything like that, I'll go back to a block-off plate. The block-off plate I have now, just because it fit perfectly, I didn't actually have a block-off plate. This is a fuel pump. So it just fit in perfectly. So I just installed that. It's not going anywhere. Just so I could run the car and kind of see what's going on with it. With this install as well, there's a way to check for leaks. So the way you would actually check for leaks, and I have this here, is on each hose coupler, what you can do is you can actually take, this isn't Windex, this is actually soapy water, just soap and water, Dawn and water inside of a spray bottle. And what you can do is you can actually spray each coupler. Spray each coupler right around here. I'll show you. So you want to spray it where the connection to the, hold on, right about there. So you want to spray it right where the connection is. And then what you can do is you can start the car. And once you start the car, you can rev the engine a little bit. And what you're looking for here is any place that bubbles up. So it'll basically blow a bubble with the soap. If you see a bubble anywhere, like it'll start to bubble up pretty quickly and pretty large, the bubbles will be about that big, then you know you have a leak there, air's actually escaping. So that's a quick tip there. I was actually leaking in that exact spot, so I had to kind of push the pipe in a little bit more and tighten down the clamp. But now it's not leaking anywhere. So that's pretty much done. That's the piping. Again, please don't judge me for that. And then the actual bumper here. So I'm a function over form guy, but I have installed a whole lot of form stuff. So the reason I bring that up is because I could have cut this better. I'm going to go back through and cut it a little bit better. You can see like this is pretty jagged. So I ended up using some like tin snips to cut that. I can go through with a Sawzall or a cutting wheel and kind of clean that up. I just wanted to get it going. And right here, obviously, I can kind of angle that better and angle it better over here. So I had to cut that out, and obviously the license plate portion, that's cut out as well. So I'm going to have to install a license plate probably off to the side. But as you can see, it looks pretty mean. I like the way it turned out. It's so big it actually comes below the bumper a little bit. It's kind of hidden because the car's lowered. But yeah, it's huge under there. It's pretty big. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions about the bumper, is what I didn't really go into too much detail on, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you'll see where you have to cut it. Just completely take out the middle. Obviously, the RS bumpers have that license plate thing in the middle. And then you're going to have to cut a little bit along this edge. And then actually a little bit underneath the bumper, about right here and here. You can't see that, but it's underneath. And that's to accommodate for the hose couplers. So that's pretty much it. I'll add a video of how the car sounds right after this. And then you can kind of see from there. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so after the front mount install, I have an electronic boost controller, so I'm able to go from 7 to 10 PSI. And I was a little bit scared before going to 10 PSI, but with the cooler air, that kind of sets me, puts my mind more at ease. Feels good. I don't hear any pinging or knock. AFR is a little bit higher than I would like, about 12, but I only go into high boost every so often, so I'm not as concerned with that. The sound, I'm not running a blow-off valve right now, I'm just kind of blocking it off, so the sound is kind of like a flutter. I'm playing this video so you can kind of hear that. I will eventually go to an eBay blow-off valve. I spent like $15 on it. If it doesn't work, then I'll just go back to, no blow-off valve. I'm not really concerned with 7 or 10 PSI in the turbo. So here, let's see if you can hear it inside the car. I don't know if you heard the flutter there. It's definitely louder. It's definitely loud. You should be able to hear it from inside the car. I'll give it one more push here. I don't want to speed too much or anything like that. I'm just kind of accelerating in second and not really taking it above about 3,000 RPMs. So here it is one more time. Again, we should be able to hear it because there's a curb on the side. It should kind of bounce off. It's a little bit easier to hear when you're not going as fast and there's not road traffic, but yeah, that should have picked up. I'll make sure it did. But so there's the after front mount install, kind of sound of the car. Obviously you can't feel it via the video, but it feels a little bit more, obviously when I turn it up to 10, it definitely feels like it's got more power, so I'm satisfied with the install. Alright, thanks YouTube.